The Bloco, the exciting reality TV show that takes the issues of HIV and AIDS to the block. I'm Andy, and I'm your host. Today's issue takes us to the village of Kalalu in Hermitage. So we want you to keep it locked right here to The Bloco, because the action is about to start. We'll be right back.
Best products, best service, do it best. Thinking about building, renovating, or redesigning? Chances are, if you're going to get everything you need, you'll be doing a lot of shopping around. What if all your household and hardware needs can be met at one premium house? The Creative House Do It Best. With the largest selections and variety on the island, providing the highest quality in tiles. Do It Best quality paints, faucets, glassware and serveware, bathroom accessories, electrical and plumbing supplies, power tools and hardware. At the Creative House Do It Best, we give you value for your dollar. Located at Spiceland Mall, Woodlands and Bruce Street Mall. Call us at 439-DO-IT-3648 or visit us on Facebook and Twitter.
Do you suffer from back or neck pain? Were you hurt in a car accident or suffer from a sports injury? Pills and surgery may not be the solution. If you suffer from aches and pains, visit the Philippia McSween's Memorial Healthcare Center to find out how chiropractic care can have you feeling better. Get back on the road to recovery. Call or email today, treating problems effectively and safely.
Welcome back to The Bloco. Today, as we said, we're talking HIV/AIDS. So tell me, guys, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear HIV and or AIDS?
Sex.
Sex. All right. Stick a pin on that one.
All right.
Anybody else? First thing that comes to your mind?
Sickness. Death.
Sickness, death.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Shrinkage.
Shrinkage. Shrinkage in what respect?
Bony.
Oh, you lose excessive weight and
Dry
stuff.
up.
You dry up. Wow. Okay.
Time.
All right, so let's go back to the whole issue of sex. The first thing that came to his mind was sex.
That's right.
Why sex?
Why sex? Because sex is the way you contract HIV and it.
One of
One of the ways.
Yeah. No sex, no HIV.
You could get it by blood contamination too. So it's not only sex. I mean, you could get it through needles, blood transfusion, whatever.
Tracy, give us some clarification on that.
HIV is transmitted through, yes, blood, as you said, semen, vaginal secretions, and breast milk. And it's in that order. It is more prevalent in blood. Next comes the semen, vaginal secretions, and breast milk. So that's where it is in quantities for it to be able to infect you. Okay? Alright.
So what about transmission, Tracy? I mean, how is it transmitted?
No, first of all, for transmission to take place, well, of course, the person must have the virus, so they must have HIV. No, there must be an entry into your bloodstream, so you must have something, some sore or some cut or something where the virus can get into your blood. Alright? It must also be in enough amounts for you to get the virus, because if there's not enough, you wouldn't get it. So that's two things already.
So Tracy, we're talking transmission again. This gentleman was saying that it is primarily transmitted through sexual intercourse, right? He was saying that. And we had a number of other offerings in terms of the way it is transmitted. What are some of the primary ways that HIV can be transmitted from one person to the next?
Alright, so somebody mentioned sex, and it's just not having sex, it's having unprotected sex. Right? So sex without a condom. Then you have mother to child transmission, where a mother who has the virus can transmit it to her baby. Then you've got using infected needles. If you are probably an IV drug user, you inject drugs into your body. That's another way you can also get it.
All right, so we basically have that cleared up. Someone was saying the first thing that comes to their mind when they hear HIV/AIDS is sickness and or death. Does everyone with HIV get sick? No.
Not necessarily. Once you have the treatment for it, then you don't get sick. You don't die.
But the way I see it, once you take that treatment,
Not if you have the treatment.
the way I see it, once you take that treatment, I mean, you're sick. The sickness ain't showing physically, but you're sick. You're HIV positive, you're sick. That's why I see it.
You can have HIV and still live a healthy life. That doesn't mean because you have HIV you would not be able to work or take part in physical activities. The treatment is free at the Ministry of Health, and once you have a balanced diet and you're taking the treatment, you can live a healthy, normal life as any other person.
Right, and the young lady here was talking about shrinkage, but not everybody who has HIV will get small and bony, because you can't normally look at somebody, and tell they have HIV. They can be getting bony, yes, and they're getting small and you're seeing their skin and bones, but they may have something else. They may have cancer, for example. You can't look at somebody and tell that they have HIV. So you can't look at everybody that's getting small and getting thin. Person might be exercising and just getting nice and trim.
That can happen.
And how do you look at me? Do I have HIV? You do not know?
No.
I do not say.
But you can't look at somebody and tell.
You can live a normal, healthy life with HIV and AIDS, especially with medication that's available right now. People are living longer and longer with the virus. So you're not taking the medication because you are sick. I mean, the fact that you have the presence of the virus, I mean, you know what the virus does. The virus cripples your immune system. So we are taking the medication to lessen the effects of the virus on your system. So people take the medication because they want to extend their life and to extend their healthy life, so to speak. We got that?
Yeah.
Right, in fact, at this point, we are going to take a break, but we'll be right back here on The Block Code.
You too can own a state-of-the-art BlackBerry phone in the NLA's BlackBerry Mania promotion. Spend as little as $4 in the lotto game and be in with a chance to win as much as 8 BlackBerry phones with free credit and 1 month's free data. Compliments Lime for living every day and as much as $100 in free phone credit every week for 4 weeks. Compliments NLA, making your dreams come true. Just write your name, address, and phone number on the back of your non-winning lotto tickets worth $4 and place them in the NLA branded box at any of our lottery partners island-wide or in Carriacou or Pity Martinique. The more you enter, the more chances you have to win BlackBerry phones with free credit and free data for 1 month and phone credit worth $100 weekly. Lotto BlackBerry Mania runs from Sunday, September 18th to Saturday, October 15th, 2K11. Draws for phone and phone credit will be conducted every Wednesday from September 28th. See press for more details. Lotto, play and win a lot. Homegrown jackpots. Must be 18 or older to participate. NLA, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Do you suffer from back or neck pain? Were you hurt in a car accident or suffer from a sports injury? Pills and surgery may not be the solution. If you suffer from aches and pains, visit the Philippia McSween's Memorial Healthcare Center to find out how chiropractic care can have you feeling better. Get back on the road to recovery. Call or email today, treating problems effectively and safely.
Unlimited talk, $75. Talk unlimited to over 50 destinations. Unlimited talk to all local landlines. Landline to mobile, 45 cents. Sign up now.
Watch, talk, click.
and as Andy said, we're in the village of Hermitage, St. Patrick's today. Now with me is Mr. Troy George, teacher, Calypsonian, ex-national cricketer. Hi Troy, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Now we're in beautiful, beautiful Hermitage, and of course, St. Patrick's is known for history, a lot of historical sites. Can you tell us about some of those that we can find in Hermitage?
We have a great house higher up the police station. We have the Belmont Estate, and if you go at the Belmont Estate, it's known for the traditional way of preparing that cocoa for that nice chocolate that you get from the chocolate factory. This has come about with a gentleman known as Mott. He came with the idea, sold it to one of our villagers, Edmond, and they started from scratch.
And of course the chocolate is exported to Europe, basically.
Number one chocolate in the world.
Number one chocolate in the world. They hear that? Organic chocolate. So you have the history, the chocolate. Now we're standing here and right over there I see a playing field. And I know you're an ex-national cricketer, so Hermitage is known for cricket. There's this one particular cricketer that, I mean, the world knows. Tell us about him.
We have produced a lot of brilliant sportsmen, not just cricketers, sportsmen in that past year there. Devon Smith, that is the name you're looking for, a professional cricketer.
So you realize the trend we take in history, a lot of big names, and of course Hermitage is the home of our current Prime Minister.
Yes. Hermitage is, as you can see, well-rounded. Well-rounded. Sports, culture, Hermitage is very rich.
Thank you so much, Troy. And you realize Hermitage is known for making history. Now I go in and get in some action butter shop, but you guys, you have to go back and meet Andy on the block.
Welcome back to the block. We've been having some interesting discussion and we are going to continue. Today, our specially invited guest is Mrs. Elaine Henry McQueen. She's right here with us. And she's going to be touching on issues relating to gender. And Mrs. McQueen, we've been hearing earlier about the issue of sex as it relates to transmission. Could you elaborate a little bit for us today? How is it that the whole idea of sex and gender, how do these topics interplay as it relates to HIV and AIDS?
All right, yeah. When we speak about sex, as you were speaking about it earlier, it was a short form for sexual intercourse, right? But there is also another meaning for sex, which is the physical makeup of the body, the biological makeup, how our, what body parts we have, whether we are male or female. Now that's a natural thing. Now on top of that, we have learned to behave in particular ways because we're a boy or because we're a girl. And even as a baby and growing up as children, we learn how to behave because society teaches us how a girl is supposed to behave and how a boy is supposed to behave. And that is what is gender. The behaviors that we learn about being boy, being man, being girl, and being woman. Now, sexual intercourse has a lot to do with that too, because you see, when we learn how to behave as a boy or a girl, we behave also in ways that affect how we relate to each other and the kind of partners or partnerships we enter into, how we treat an intimate partner. For example, sometimes we don't even have to have an intimate partner to have sexual intercourse, because there's forced sex. And a lot of young people, the very first time that a young person has sexual intercourse is forced sex. And that has to do with how we learn to treat sexuality.
You were talking about the whole idea of some of the practices and behaviors that society would accept as normal. So my question is, what happens when society teaches us behaviors that won't lend to healthy behaviors that just relates to transmission, in terms of we've been learning things like the man being the village ram, having many sexual partners. How do these ideas affect transmission, HIV transmission?
That is a very key thing. The man being the village ram, where maleness is seen as sexual partners, having many sexual partners and even boasting about it. On the other hand, femininity is seen as being shy and afraid and coy. And when these two come together, it means that generally there is a power relationship going on. The man has more power over the woman. The young man has more power over the young woman in terms of when to start having sexual activity, how to have sexual activity, how far to go. And there's this big threat out there that a lot of young women face, that we feel pressured to have sex because we don't want the boy to leave. And we think we must have sex with him if he has to stay with us. And he thinks he must have sex with her if he has to prove that he's a man. And that is a big problem right there in terms of HIV.
So that's what you mean when you say forced sex?
No.
Forced sex could be that either rape or peer pressure. To me.
I was mainly talking about rape and other forms of coercion. And we also know that underage, having sex with an underage person is forced sex anyway, because an underage person cannot give consent to sex. But on top of that, there might be violence that goes with it to actually hold somebody down and all of that.
Most times young people often engage in sex because their friends are doing it and they come back and give report. So when you highlight about pressure, I think it's a very important point, because that have a lot to do with why people start having sexual intercourse, especially young people.
That's true. And sometimes it's because we think our friends are having sexual intercourse and they're not necessarily having it. And you see, that's one of the problems again, because in our society, anytime a man and a woman or a boy and a girl are talking with each other for more than 5 minutes at a time, we assume that sexual activity is going on. And that's something that we have to get rid of.
What is normal, understand? Male to a female, more than 5 minutes.
It's not normal, no. You don't have to be.
You need to clarify this.
Yes.
Hit it or leave it. Yeah. And you were saying?
Is it that you attack it or you leave it?
And what is it?
Both ways, you're having like the 5-minute conversation. Let's say you have it today, you have it tomorrow, but it's based on 5 minutes. And like every day you find that you're reaching there. It's like either you're getting through or you're not getting through.
Hold on.
Right? So it's either she making sense to you or you don't making sense to her. If you can take it to a next level to have sex or not to have sex. So it's either you end the relationship right there or not, because it's like time wasting 5 minutes.
Everybody you have a conversation with?
What are you saying? If you're talking to me for more than 5 minutes, that means we have to go to bed?
Not in bed. Well, what I'm saying is that within me and you, you're an attractive lady. And to me, I mean, if I'm talking to you more than 5 minutes, I want to hit it or leave it.
So hold on. So let me get that clear. So the whole objective of the 5 minutes quote unquote chat is to hit it.
Yes.
And if you cannot hit it, then
you leave it.
Yeah.
But you don't think that is what society put in us? Once a girl and a boy talking, that means they're together. It doesn't allow you to date and get to know different people.
In this day and age and in computer technology, dating, I mean, is 1980 something, 84, that's my no born, you understand? In this 2011 and 12.
You know that?
I mean, where you go take them? You giving them a car, you giving them a house, you giving them land. And yet for all.
Right, so when we get back, we're gonna look on the other end. See how it's viewed on the side of the males and on the side of the females. See if females see the same way as males see it. So let's take a pause. We'll be back right here on the Block Hole.
Best products, best service, do it best. Thinking about building, renovating, or redesigning? Chances are, if you're going to get everything you need, you'll be doing a lot of shopping around. What if all your household and hardware needs can be met at one premium house? The Creative House Do It Best. With the largest selections and variety on the island, providing the highest quality in tiles, Do It Best quality paints, faucets, glassware and serveware, bathroom accessories, electrical and plumbing supplies, power tools, and hardware. At the Creative House, do it best. We give you value for your dollar. Located at Spiceland Mall, Woodlands, and Bruce Street Mall. Call us at 439-DO-IT-3648 or visit us on Facebook and Twitter.
Unlimited talk $75. Talk unlimited to over 50 destinations. Unlimited talk to all local landlines. Landline to mobile 45 cents. Sign up now.
Watch, talk, click. There ain't no place like Huggins. You could always count on Huggins. And what's of great importance? Grenadians own it all. Insurance or shipping, paint or grocery shopping. For whatever you're looking, Huggins answer your call. Huggins for your dollar. Huggins peace of mind. Huggins for your travels. Huggins all the time. Huggins is the leader. Huggins is the best. Huggins with experience. Huggins with the rest.
My game day, boy. Let me take them here. I feel you go pass.
Yeah,
you don't pass? You stand up there.
All right, guys.
Baby, can play.
Welcome back to the block. Before the break, we were talking about the whole idea of hit it or leave it. And I really want us to get back to that topic here. And I want to get the views of the females and the males. Chanel.
Hello.
Yeah, you were quite vocal on the whole issue. Tell us, as a female, what do you think about the idea of guys either you are able to hit or you move on or you leave it?
To me, if you're saying that, to me, I think that you should get me drinks or bring me to a restaurant.
Like that?
Something like that.
Hold on.
No, but if you could talk to me for 5 minutes and you want to hit me, you could get me something to eat.
But she never was saying that like fears.
I don't know. So you won't have it at the concept of fears because you're saying that if you talk to me for 5 minutes, you could have me. So I'm saying here, if you want to do that, you could feed me.
Would that go for all women?
No.
Would you make that woman your wife after?
No. To me, what I'm saying, when you see somebody and you have to feel something. For me, you have to feel something. You have to feel a vibe. You have to feel you're attracted to.
Yeah, the connection.
You understand? You have to have a connection. I mean, man go always be man. Boys go always be boys. And you see something, girls always looking good. I mean, they look good. For me, men turn on by what they see. You understand? If I see you looking, your breast up there, and you have a sexy lingerie, you understand? Your panty, you Victoria's Secret were exposed.
And with some of us, that 5 minutes issue. For some of us, that is still too much. Like for me, I mean, I can't speak. I mean, after a while, I just start my back down. So 5 minutes is still too much.
Yeah,
so after 5 minutes, my hand had to do the rest of the tackle. I'm going to hug you, you know.
No, this hit it or leave it shows up this thing about promiscuity. You see, promiscuity, having many sexual partners, is not always having many sexual partners at the same time. It could mean having many sexual partners, one after the other in quick succession.
Sure.
So if you just keep having a partner, you hit, you gone, you hit. And if after every 5 minutes you try to hit,
and run.
and then you have a sexual relationship, sexual intercourse, and then you move on to our next 5 minutes, then that's promiscuity. And the more partners a person gets involved with, the more he or she is exposed to HIV.
But as they say, I mean, you could hit, but there's always one person you love that much. You understand? For me, there's always one person you put above the rest.
Okay.
You understand? You could hit here, but...
So my question, before you can go on, my question is, why do you try to hit when I interpret your hit to mean sexual intercourse all the time? That one, and not saying, okay, this is the one you put above the rest. Let's try, let me wait. Let's abstain is the word. You know, why don't I wait? So that when I find and get connected with that one person who is above the rest, I can be faithful.
You see, that was there before me. Before I was born, there was that. I born and made that there. You understand?
But I don't mean to say you have to continue with it.
That is naturally men.
That was men. King Solomon had many wives. You understand?
In most men. Most men. Most men.
To all you, as women, all you might feel hurt. You understand? We talking about it like we want to hit that here and we want to hit that there, and you understand? We move on. But you see, we might move in on a little day. You understand? All you might want to have we alone. But it's like, man, we meet that day long time.
Yes, you see,
we can't change that.
Hence the reason why now HIV is on the rise in today's century more than back. Because before time, the men take time to sit down with the opposite sex family and get to know each other. But in today's world, men looking at many targets. I see it as now, men don't choose a wife based on, okay, she comes from a good background, or because she have a nice figure, or she could walk, or this or that. Men choose wife these days based on tired life. You know, you've been around with many girls, and you just say, okay, that is it. I'm tired. I'm marrying somebody now and put in my house. And then again, problems in your house now with that same wife you have in there, because you never take time to sit down and have a good relationship. So that's what's happening in families today and causing AIDS to be on the rise.
Tracy was
but now that you know that there's HIV and there's other diseases out there that you can get from having sexual intercourse, wouldn't that try to limit you to one person and have that one faithful partner? Because you may just be exposing yourself.
That just goes to show that is natural in men. Because there's HIV and AIDS and like men we still don't care. We hitting around here. So that is like natural in men.
It now comes to men, you know, they sit down, they talk together, and their friends say, alright, well, but I ate 3 women last night, your partner will say, alright, well, I want to eat 4 tomorrow.
You know better that.
You have to better that. So it's like all a competition thing. Yeah. So as long as you see Tom, you see Jane, Harry, you see all who you see,
the boy never
but yeah, you understand. You see Jane, you see
any man in a rightful mind will never go and have sex with a girl without protection. Men who rank or who not accustomed with women go, but what before they go put on the condom, they want to go inside. You understand? They are men who rank things. But who men who are accustomed with women go say, well, thing there, I protecting myself. You understand? I do hit there, I put in on a condom and I diving in.
So,
you understand?
So a man in his right head
a man
won't have sex without a condom.
No.
We know that a lot of times these relationships are solicited under the influence of a little alcohol or something.
Yes.
So I'm wondering now, if you were always going to be in your right head to make sure that condom is put on.
No, that we scare around people and we like fun, we like fat.
Okay. So at some point,
especially Grenadian people.
So at some point, are you saying then that you're going to blow caution to the wind for a good time?
Well,
all right. No, think about it.
I just want to come in and say, now a lot of this conversation does in fact is about hinge on what we learn. A couple of you said that for man it's natural, it's learned behavior. We learn to behave in a certain way and to express our sexuality based on what we learn. And what we learn is not from today, it's from the time we grew up. And reference was made to what happened long ago. So if we believe that for a man, every time he feels attracted to a woman, he has to have sexual intercourse, if that's a belief, then you're going to act on it. If it's another belief that you have, it's a belief that says, I am special and I can wait, I can choose, I have control over my body, then if you have that belief, you will wait and you will act on it. So it's based on how what we believe, and what we believe has to do with how we learn all the things that society has taught us.
On this point, I want to leave you with what we refer to as the ABCs of HIV/AIDS prevention. A, it says abstain, if you can. Yeah, I realize you're looking at me. If you can, abstain.
That is kind of
B,
impossible.
It says be faithful to one partner.
To one faithful partner.
Right, and hopefully that one partner is going to be faithful to you also.
That is kind of impossible.
And then we get to the C, it says if you're going to have sex, then use a condom, use it correctly, and use it consistently. I really want us to be able to leave here with a few very important points. Tracy, I want you to remind us or stress the importance of getting tested? Because I know it has been mentioned earlier, the whole idea that you can't look at someone and tell whether or not they're HIV positive. So tell us, why do you think it is so important?
You need to get tested. It is very important that you get tested in order for you to know. Anybody can look healthy and they have it. Now, for testing, you can go to the medical stations, any one of the medical stations. You can go to your doctor to get tested.
And I think we want to have some parting words as we wrap it up from Mrs. McQueen.
Yes, thanks. I just want to remind us that each of us, whether male or female, can have control over ourselves. What we think, what we believe, how we behave. It is about behavior. It is about controlling our sexuality. It is about making decisions that are good for us. If we respect each other as males and females, we are less likely to think in terms of hitting it. We are less likely to think in terms of waiting to be hit. We can have respect for each other as males and females. Keep yourself in mind, your own health, your own safety. Let's make wise choices.
Thank you guys for such informative and energetic discussions. Remember, it is your responsibility to remain safe. It's your responsibility to make sure you get the information that is necessary to keep you HIV/AIDS free. I'm Andy, and this is the Blocko, changing lives, making a difference, one at a time.